GAO is the largest and most iconic ride at Greenland in Japan, formerly Mitsui Greenland, and many of you might be familiar with this ride because it is themed to dinosaurs. What they've done is turned this huge hill right after the first drop into a Stegosaurus, and so it is instantly recognizable. Greenland is a big park, but this ride spreads throughout a huge chunk of it. Look at that track length, 5,458 feet. This is a long coaster. Max height 131 feet, speed 61 miles per hour. So pretty impressive, right? Now, I always talk about how stats aren't everything, but I gotta say, with this ride, they really are not everything. This ride is so dumb. Like, what the actual frick? This thing is just a mine train. It's just a whole lot of straight sections. Literally, the lift hill is steeper than the drop. What were the people thinking when they made this? The ride was built by Meisho, the same company that made Big Boom at Nasu Highland. Big Boom, okay? One of the best coasters in the country, features one of the greatest first drops of all time, and then they made this. If you look at the stats, it would tell you, yeah, this is supposed to be the best ride at this park. It's supposed to do all these amazing things. It's supposed to be one of those rides that is intimidating for the public. But they get off and they're like, wow, that was great. No, you get off this and you're like, wow, that was like kind of stupid. All of the transitions are extremely drawn out and gradual, and I think a lot of that feeds into the track length. Because this ride sprawls out over such a large amount of space, each element takes up a huge amount of room. So you can forget about quick transitions, great pacing. Nah, this ride just kind of glides around. Like, I know a lot of people call a big one at Blackpool Pleasure Beach a monorail, but no, this is a monorail. And when I was making this video and I was jotting down the stats, I was amazed that this ride actually reaches a speed of 61 miles per hour. It does not feel like that at all. I would have guessed maybe like 45. You do reach that max speed at the bottom of the first drop, if you call it that. It's really just kind of a general slope, but you don't feel any forces on this ride. Again, it's like you're just kind of gliding around. If you look at this ride as a scenic tour around Greenland, where it's like, yeah, we're going to show you all of the sights and sounds, all the different places here on this dinosaur themed ride. Think of it kind of like a people mover. This would be the best people mover in the world. But no, instead it tries to be thrilling and it epically fails. If you've ever ridden a ride by Meisho, which I'm going to guess most of you probably have not, you can really only find their rides in Japan. The company in America I compared them mostly to was Schwarzkopf, but that was mostly because of Big Boom. This ride in no way feels like a Schwarzkopf. This ride just feels like an Aero mine train. This is probably the largest mine train in the world. But in true Meisho fashion, it features all of the quirks that you can find with some of their rides. Like, for instance, it takes 5 years to climb to the top of the lift hill, and you'll find some trims here and there during the ride, but they aren't regular trims. They're just drive tires mounted to the side of the track to slow you down. And that's also how the brakes work. The brakes are literally just tires. So it's very quirky, very odd. It opened in 1998, and fun fact, this ride used to have a vertical loop. Also, a very different layout. The funny thing is, though, that no one quite knows when they took out the loop. According to RCDB, we just know that it was before 2005, or the theory is that the ride opened without the loop in 1998, and actually the ride has been operating for a lot longer. We just don't know. If I had to talk about the best part about this ride, it is that they turned that one hill into a dinosaur. I think that is really cool. Visually, it's very impressive. If you even look at the footers at the base of the hill, they're literally dinosaur feet. I think that's freaking sweet. And the dinosaur theme is kind of fun. You actually walk through the mouth of a dinosaur into the entrance. There's a dinosaur on the front of the vehicle in the same way that like a choo-choo train would be at the front of a mine train. So I actually think that the theme is like kind of decent, but in terms of ride experience, it's just not there. I only got one ride on it. It was in the front row. I actually tried to ride it again later that day, but our day at Greenland was cut short because of a massive storm, and so everything closed early, and so I was not able to get that second ride on it like I had originally planned. But that being said, I was not really upset about it because, again, that first ride, I was like, wow, that was like really dumb. It may be the largest coaster in the park, but it is nowhere near the best. So for GAO's final score, I am going to be giving it a 3. Visually, it's a pretty impressive coaster. I think the fact that it changes colors partway through the track layout is kind of funny. The ride, in my opinion, is just kind of a meme. It's just there to exist. It doesn't actually do anything. If you go to Greenland, I mean, be sure to ride it, but I don't think this is one of those rides that you really want to go out of your way for. I think Greenland is a really cool park. It's really weird, but don't go just because of this ride. That's not the reason to go to Greenland. But those are just my thoughts on GAO, the massive Meisho sit-down coaster that feels like a mine train. If you've had the opportunity to ride this, please comment below, let me know what you thought of it. And of course, stay tuned for more Japan roller coaster reviews here at Coaster Studios, and I'll see you guys next time.